I can hear whatever that is, by the way. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to something unusual today. We're watching a little thing called Heil, Honey, I'm Home. Gizmo and I were talking last night about things, having one of our many conversations to which you are not privy, and this show came up. He couldn't believe that it exists, but it's on YouTube, and we're going to watch it today. Actually, hang on. I should probably just in case this has been uploaded to YouTube, but this just in case, you know. There we go. Yeah. So just in case, I figure we ought to come on. Put up our little barricade here. Even though it is incredibly low quality. Better safe than sorry. And we are using Discord's little video share functionality. They're a little watch together. So Gizmo, are you ready for this little show here?
No. Yeah, let's get this going. I'm really curious.
Yeah. So for reference, I haven't seen this in probably 10 years. I remember reading about this on Wikipedia and then finding literally this video uploaded to YouTube and watching it, and I haven't seen it since then, except when I watched Brad Jones's DVD-R Hell on this. So, we're gonna go ahead and get to playing.
And unless Arthur Logan beats him, the man himself in a few moments. Heil, honey, I'm home.
And this is like the yeah, this is a commercial for a different show that played at the start of the VHS tape.
Man, this guy must have dug deep to find this.
Yeah. So this is the backstory, the fake backstory to the show here, where they were saying, you know, like, oh, this is actually a 50s sitcom that got shelved and because it was banned. And then in reality, this is the only episode of the show that ever aired. Yeah, Neil McCall is Adolf Hitler. Annika Fairman is Ava Braun.
So refresh my memory. What is this? How did is this just a?
Oh, the show will
in a sitcom.
The show will kind of explain it. The show will sort of explain itself. Yeah, they got that little joke out of the way pretty quick.
Heil, honey, me.
What did I do now? Oh, tonight you were making schnitzel. What a joke! You must be real mad at me, honey. I'm a very, very bad Hitler. Show me a thing.
Don't touch me. You've been late for your dinner every night this week.
Ava, babe, please.
Every night this
I'm
week.
the Fuhrer. I'm a busy man. I can't just walk off the job at 5 o'clock.
On Monday, you had to meet with Goebbels. On Tuesday, von Ribbentrop. On Wednesday, Klaus Katzenjammer. Who's Klaus Katzenjammer?
He's my tailor. You should see the tux, honey.
You see, everyone's more important than Ava. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Schickelgruber. You may be big.
I'd love to know what the pitch meeting was that led to this.
I'd like to know what the
Boy, this is gonna be some night.
faces looked like when it was pitched.
Come on, honey.
Somebody thought that this was a great idea. Somebody genuinely believed that this would be a good thing to put out. This show is... The reason why I found out about this show is because I was looking up a list of shows that had only ever had one episode aired. Like, that had been canceled after her airing a very low amount of episodes, and this was on that list.
That's the lowest amount I've heard.
There was one show that was actually cut during the middle of its broadcast. I think it was Australia's most tasteless home videos.
I heard about that, and from what happened, from what I understand it, they legitimately thought it was the most disgusting, vile shit ever. And so in the middle of it, they decided to like re-air some Discovery Channel bullshit.
Yeah, this guy's pants got pulled down and his dick flopped out on the middle on TV, and somebody at the network called the broadcast center and told them to pull it immediately.
How much of a pussy do you have to be as an entire company to pull it down because one person that happened to be watching told you to?
No, it was somebody at the broadcast station, and some executive said it.
Either way, you're one big ass company.
I'd like to know because apparently you can show nudity on TV in Australia, but it's like, yeah.
Are you kidding? They always know.
Australia, the UK.
The Poles, no.
There was a period of time where you could show you couldn't show frontal nudity on broadcast TV in the US, but you could show like back nudity, but then the FCC cracked down and it made people start paying fines for it.
You mean the friggin' FCC?
The FCC won't let me be or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
They'll make you take a tinkle when you wanna take a piss.
Oh yeah, there's a Jewish couple that lives next door to Hitler and Ava.
Oh gee, I wonder if Hitler hates them or not.
That is a joke in this show, yes.
Leave the bird out of this.
Oh god.
Say, what's going on here? Fresh flowers?
I would say they don't look Jewish, but I know there's gonna be someone that's gonna be asking, what does a Jewish man look like?
I gotta take a seltzer first.
I tell you, but
I mean, Ben Shapiro wears that stupid fucking hat, so
that's part of his culture, though.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you want to tell, I guess that's how.
Right, but that's
like this guy's too bald for that to matter.
But what I'm saying is it's a cultural thing. You wouldn't exactly know unless they're outright wearing something like that and outright saying, I'm Jewish, I'm Jewish, I'm Jewish. But any sensible man that doesn't try to become the center of attention for any situation,
maybe he pulled his dick out on Australian TV and we could see that he was circumcised.
Place she's gonna get a date around here.
That's really unhealthy, though. I still don't understand that.
Yeah. Although apparently, they had a study in Africa where they were studying whether STD communication in people who were circumcised versus uncircumcised, and apparently the circumcised people had such low levels of STD communication, and that they had to stop the study.
When Chamberlain comes by tonight, get yourself.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Show him a little bit of that hoochie grill magic.
Yeah, but
it's one of those things that's in modern first world nations, it's a practice that shouldn't be done anymore. Or because it's one of those things where in bad circumstances with bad health care or in bad health outcomes and things like that it's more useful, and in Western civilization it's really not. I love how we're talking about like scientific shit in the middle of a
inaccurate TV show.
Yeah, historically inaccurate, weird-ass TV show, yeah.
I mean, it could be weirder. We could have found like I don't know, old-ass tapes of Rasputin fucking.
Did Arnie and I disturb you last night?
Did you know that there was a Geico Caveman TV show?
Yes, the fact that he even went past the first pilot perplexes me.
Yeah.
Imagine that. A neurotic canary.
Like,
Just about the most important.
I love the meme of how they're offended every time someone says, "Oh, it's even so easy a caveman can do it," but no, not to a point where it's like a TV show.
Gee, did I say that? Me and my
Like,
big
okay,
mouth.
so I like the
Adolf will
concept of
kill
a
me.
caveman trying to like get used to modern times, like say after time travel of some sort, you know, a time machine being frozen in ice, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But specifically about the Geico caveman, it's such a odd
You
idea.
think just about the most important person in Europe likes chocolate chip cookies. Oh, gee, look at me. There I go again, flapping my gums. Of course, if I didn't...
Hey, someone from the 1970s called. They said that Kitty wants her hairstyle back.
Right. 2 words.
Here.
Sounds
They.
like bison. No, water buffalo. Bull. Sitting.
Everybody's got a water buffalo. You get a cookie if you get that reference.
Devil. Sounds like devil. Yeah, okay. Bevel.
Yeah, they made 13 episodes of that stupid caveman show.
13. Jesus Christ, that's more than they should have made.
Most of them were aired in Australia, but only a couple of them were aired in the US.
He's coming to check up on Adolf. Make sure he ain't hiding any tanks or battleships. Listen, honey, I didn't tell you. You didn't tell me, honey. Swear to it. Swear and promise. May retribution curse my lips, and may all my children.
What the fuck? I forgot about that shit. This is more bizarre than I remember it being.
Does Neville Chamberlain have a wife? Because I might just have a girl for him.
Yeah, Neville Chamberlain, by the way, being the Prime Minister who was infamously supportive of Nazi Germany prior to the war.
Tell me again, who's this big shot that's going around there?
His name is Neville Chamberlain. The British Prime Minister.
And these guys are supposed to be Jewish?
Why?
You want Ruth should find a nice man so she don't
think
need to
so.
stay with us?
No, I want Ruth should drop dead so she won't need to stay.
Arnie, trust me. Okay. Ruth and Roosevelt, that I can see. Ruth and Chamberlain, they
You know,
only
it's a
need to
shame
meet and don't
that
tweet on each other.
Germany made the Nazis because a lot of hot women were part of the Nazi regime.
About how nice it would be to go to England.
That, yeah, there's some weird fucking shit there.
Trust me, Arnie. A woman knows these things.
Fine.
I think it would be nice to try and convert those Nazi women.
Arnie, how can you not like that kid?
Hey, honey,
Put it this way.
You know,
Well, like put it
little-
this way. Let me put it this way. Would
you know,
rather
James
hear-
Bond could do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Always acting the clown, honey.
And let me put it
That's
this way
the dick
too.
that makes lesbians straight, that makes good bad girls good.
Pot of Lord Grey tea.
Earl Grey. He is called Earl Grey.
Lord Earl.
Tea,
Think
Earl
about-
Grey, hot.
See one Englishman?
Think about it this
See
way
'em all,
too.
eh, shorty?
At first you're gonna hear 9, 9, 9, but then you're gonna hear yeah.
I said don't tell her. But still, Miss Big Mouth told her.
Adolf, I swear I never.
But if she behaves, she's gonna want to say 9, 9, 9, 9.
Tell her who.
Sure.
I'm sure.
If she's telling you no or 9 more times, you'll never know.
They don't know.
Jeez.
I'm going to hell.
I'm going to jail.
So, Adolf, when's he due?
Who, Rosa?
You know.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You don't know Neville Chamberlain is coming here to Germany?
No.
Not tell her, did I, Rosa? No. I just figured it out. Spontaneously.
You just figured spontaneously. Did you have a glass against the wall when you figured it out, huh?
Yeah, see, this is one of those things that could have been really funny if they'd written it better, but the stuff that they've written, like the jokes that they've written, aren't that great.
His neighbors? Relax! Lighten up!
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I gotta think. Nice thoughts. Hold.
This feels like a TV show that you would see in the background of another TV show.
Yeah, this is one of those...
This is what we do.
This is like...
We get the Goldensteins
Have you ever seen the Mel Brooks music video, the Hitler rap?
What could be simpler?
The dummy who thought of it.
Have you heard of the Hitler rap?
What the fuck am I hearing?
Okay,
Yeah.
we do it your way.
Hitler rap.
Okay, yeah, so the Hitler rap is a great little music video by Mel Brooks from probably like 40, 50 years ago now. And
Yeah, you can tell us another one of those crazy catering stories.
it's great, but it's like it's a 5-minute joke, you know? And this is like a 5-minute skit stretched out to 20 minutes. Because they didn't have enough ideas to make this really work. And the fact that they produced 8 episodes of this makes me curious. I want to see what the other 8 episodes of this show looked like.
Yeah, I'm very curious how the other 8 even went past production.
Yeah, because there's some details. I can pull this up here, actually.
Chamberlain caught an earlier flight, so you went out to the airport to meet him? Say again, Joe, I didn't quite catch that. You did what?
You know what's a real shame is that a lot of stuff that Nazi Germany was behind are actually cool things. Only a few, like hear me out. Like Fanta, the mustache, the name Hitler.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. The name Adolf. You know, the Luger, their tanks.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of cool shit that went in. And it was like Hugo Boss designed the fucking suits, you know?
Yeah, it's a shame
She'll be fine.
that the Nazis just have to be involved, like, in them. Like, imagine, like, I don't think, like,
you know, if people... But... What the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
Good night.
No, it's not a monkey.
It's Ruth.
It's not rude.
You have to be a very...
That's not funny.
Oh, I mean...
Not a monkey.
Adolf, what would you call a polar bear with 3 balaclavas on?
I don't know, Neville. What do you call a polar bear with 3 balaclavas on?
Anything you like, because it can't hear you.
Oh, no more Neville or I'll burst. Listen, about that business with goofball.
Oh, no
Neville's
more, or I'll
reunited
burst
the
my
Empire.
brains out. You know, that would have been a lot more
Yeah.
funnier.
You spelled my name
Yeah.
wrong anyway.
So,
But he made up for it, though, with all
yeah,
those
there was a
in that
Christmas
fancy
special
uniform.
recorded
I dare you now. For a moment, they almost
that was
had me
never
believe
actually aired.
For real?
Yeah, they get me like that every time.
This one?
Hey, and a funny walk.
Yeah, for this show, there was a Christmas episode recorded. That didn't air. Let's see here. Or Joseph Stalin showed up later on in episodes that haven't been recovered yet. Hermann Goring was in the series.
Shorty is a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Meet the wife.
Enchanté.
Oh, they speak French in England. I didn't know that.
Hey, go ahead, honey. Go for the big one.
Mr. Chamberlain, how about a pot of tea?
Oh, all right. Here goes.
This is one of those things where it seems like they grabbed a bunch of names out of a history book and tried to write jokes around stereotypes. in like a standardish format, you know?
Are you sure this isn't just a like part of a scrapped Bill and Ted TV show?
Okay, did you know that there was a Bill and Ted TV show?
Yeah, two. One cartoon and one live action.
Live action, yeah.
You're right. I'm a lucky guy.
Hey, Hitler. Gotta be lucky. It's uncool killing all these Jews and Americans
Hey, sounds like I'm missing all the fun.
and other Germans. So instead of taking your anger out on these innocent people, take it out on this. It's called soda. You got Coke, you got Pepsi, RC. Whoa, right, not RC. Just Coke and Pepsi. Then you got the Fanta stuff. You made
Dude,
that.
we've got Jolt Cola. You ever heard of Jolt Cola?
Sure. Come on in.
I sure have, and I would like to try my hands on that shit. That looks good.
The only time I've ever had a can of Jolt Cola, I was awake for 48 hours.
Now, I want to get those 2 liters I found. Fuck, man, I'm curious.
That you have been rather a naughty boy. All this Czechoslovakia nonsense, eh?
Oh, come on, Neville. It was just having fun.
Oh, yes. But I have got
Ooh, the balls that they have. Just have a
Yeah, just like name dropping historical events.
Time.
You see, this guarantees that you won't be a naughty boy again.
Oh, so if I sign this, that guarantees I won't invade Europe.
Well, there's no need to sign it now. Just think about it. You know, no point.
He's cried.
No rush.
It's not like they have any more invasions. Wait a minute.
What do you say to a small drink?
Hello, small drink.
This is, so you remember Axis Powers Italia, right?
I heard of that. I never watched it. It just looks...
Okay. It's a goofy little collection of like 5-minute short episodes.
Pasta.
Yeah. It's pretty good. But it's like if all of the nations involved in World War II who were like school kids living together who embraced all their stereotypes about each other. And Adolf Hitler is Germany's overbearing boss.
That makes sense.
Who's constantly like getting on his back about shit. And like they portray so like Germany and Italy go out into the woods to get away from to get away from their shit, and that's where they meet Japan, and they're like trying to just check out from things. They don't want to deal with the shit that like Hitler and Mussolini and Tojo are trying to get them to do. So they're just like off chilling in the woods, and then like America shows up and he's like, "Hey guys, what's going on here?" And he's portrayed as this like loud, enthusiastic like frat boy type who shoots things with his gun just randomly. Things
yeah,
like
but
that.
like what kind specifically? Does he use a revolver or a Glock?
I think he uses a 1911 because that was the one that was contemporary.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so Axis Powers Italia pulls off what this show is trying to do, but better.
I got it. Peace in our tent.
I don't think I ever watched it because it would be really weird just to describe the characters as the countries' names. Like,
Yeah.
I loved it when Italy attacked the USA, and I loved it when Germany talked shit to Japan.
Come on. I mean, look at me. Look at my outfit. I'm just one of the boys. I'm a real fun guy. I mean, tell him. You know me. Tell him about me.
Well, you do have all those tanks and battleships you keep trying to hide.
Is this true?
Yeah, then there's all that talk of invading everywhere. Rhineland, Sudetenland.
That's it.
Get out!
Wait. He's doing one of his funny...
I gotta say, the Hitler actor has the poses down.
He does.
on your butts. You walk up those stairs.
He's really expressive. He's good at this. This would have been... It's almost a shame, really, because this is the kind of thing that should be hilarious. And I'm not laughing at any of it, really. I think part of what's killing it is the
laugh track.
The old school sitcom presentation of it, you know?
Not right after all, Adolf. You really are off the wiki, aren't you? You're mad, that's what you are. You are raving mad.
I think this would have worked if it wasn't just Adolf Hitler with a wife.
Well, yeah, it should have been something else. It should have been like a boardroom style comedy rather than like a
like Hogan's Heroes or something.
Yeah, like if this was a bit more like Hogan's Heroes-y, or a bit like you know how the Dick Van Dyke Show had Rob Petrie going and doing stuff outside of the house? We need to see the stuff that Hitler's doing in Parliament with and like having like Neville Chamberlain should be his Neville Chamberlain should be like his work rival, you know, or maybe Neville Chamberlain is like works for a rival company and he's like friendly with Hitler's company, and then they replace him with Churchill, and Churchill's like not, you know, Churchill is like adversarial, etc. You know.
I actually wouldn't mind if they actually did this, but like, let's say it was maybe like somewhere, but like maybe before Hitler went to power.
Well, yeah, like you could have
like he's stuck in some sort of time travel accident.
Maybe the way I think, like if you're trying to put together a sitcom with a really goofy premise like this. You could have, like, him, you know, him coming home to his wife and shit like that. But, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
People put their names on this thing. You could have him coming home to his wife, but we needed to see more of his, we needed to see a bunch of professional life stuff. Yeah, and Ben Elton's talking over the end of this. Hi, Ben Elton. Yeah, like, the Dick Van Dyke Show, didn't just have him at the house, you know? But I think this is taking a lot of inspiration from I Love Lucy and not from, oh yeah, let's watch the,
yeah, I was gonna say, it looks a little more like I Love Lucy than, Man of the House, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the Man of the House of the Dick Van Dyke Show. Let's go ahead and watch the animated opening title sequence, because this...
Motherfuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they managed to get a hold of this, because this was only from episode 2 to episode 8. Episode 1 didn't have that.
It's weird because I can see a parody of Hitler in an entire TV show working. It's just
not like that.
Not like this exactly. Like, hear me out. Like I said before, I think it would have worked if, say, if they involved the Hitler before he went into power, like maybe like right before he like got his army and everything like that. Maybe he time traveled.
Kind of House of Cards-y.
Sure, or like something goofy, like he was stuck in like some time travel accident. Now he's like in another period of time or another planet or some shit. And now it's like he's like trying to.
You could have like, because Hitler had a bunch of weird ass things that were going on. Like it's fucking infamous. That's what the Hellboy comics and movie was based on. That's what, you know, Captain America, etc. was based on. So you can have like, oh, Hitler was involved in some crazy experiment and that transported him into some point in time, and where he you know what?
Gets
involved in sitcom scenarios.
You know what? There's all these isekai where like the main character becomes like the demon king, or it's sort of something like, oh, the demons aren't the bad guys, it's like the heroes are the bad guys, that kind of thing. They could have done something like where, I don't know, Hitler's trying to reform himself after, like, let's say his mind is cured or some shit like that. And
Maybe he gets thrown through like something like he's we were saying with the isekai thing, and then he gets bonked on the head, and the only thing he remembers is like his name, and so he gets like winds up accidentally becoming some kind of like goofy folk hero, and
right.
here's the critical element: he has to be played by Rowan Atkinson.
But you can see the problem why. You can see the problem of how this show would exist, though, right? Like you heard how much I struggle just to try and make a time travel angle work for this guy, because we can
Oh,
make there's no way we can make a Hitler that's during
yeah,
his
yeah.
reign of power, or like World War. Like, there's no way we can make that look like any better than anybody than this has ever tried. Like that's why
Well,
I think
yeah,
if they ever
it's
tried to do
one of
any,
those
if they
things where you have to have like a really kind of like a bumbling wacky setup for it. And you have to
right.
have more going on in it than just like, oh, he's trying to keep his, nosy neighbors from interfering with this deal. Well, like this is a standard insert story with a Hitler skin put onto it. This is one of those things where they had the concept and they took a stock script and changed all the names and dialogue around so that it would fit what they had. Kevin says, I'm saddened that I wasn't invited to the party. Q too sad for me. Actually, I didn't think you'd be interested in this, Kevin. I'm sorry. I probably should have invited you, but this was just something Gizmo and I were talking about last night, and I figured, or nah, what the hell, so we went
Or you know
ahead
what? I have
and
another
watched
idea.
that.
Why not? I I have another idea. Why not just get like a young Adolf Hitler before just the war stuff? Period. Like, what if you got a war? What if you got like an Adolf Hitler like during his painting phase, where he's
That
like painting
you
stuff?
could do that really well. You could have him in art school, as like he does a bunch of stuff right, and then and he gets drunk or gets high by accident, and then he fucks stuff up and he fails, and then and like that can be like the first season, and then and the rest of it can be like him in government, and where he's like accidentally causing riots by being a bumbling idiot, and then
Right. Oh,
and like he accidentally becomes prime minister of Germany.
oh, okay. Oh, I have another idea. We were
And
talking
like
about.
you could come up with how in like Father Ted he's trying the scene of him with the Father Ted racist sketch.
Oh, the one where they think they had the Hitler stash and he was
Yeah,
saluting and
that one.
everything like
And
that. Yeah, I remember
you
that.
could have him like shaving one morning and he accidentally fucks up his mustache, and it creates like the little the little toothbrush mustache, and then and like have him like accidentally create the Nazi salute, and then like accident like he's like he injures his shoulder, or he injures his elbow, so he raise he can only raise his arm straight up in front of him, and he's trying to salute somebody, and he just puts his arm out straight in front of him, and and he's it's there's a lot of stuff you can do, but you gotta have like some creativity about
Right,
it,
like,
and
oh,
this is
we
like
were
the
just
least creative approach to a TV show that I've ever seen.
Oh, here's another idea.
unfortunately.
We were just talking about isekai a bit ago. What if it was like someone grabbed like a very young, what if like a very young Hitler like accidentally goes to another world, and because of how smart he finds out that he's like smart with like tactical war tactics, but because he's so young, his enemies actually watch him as he leads an army, and then they're like, oh my god, I can see, they like get like some sort of like future seeing like mage, and they're like, oh my god, I can see the future. He becomes a monster or something like that. Then like young Hitler's like, I'm not gonna become that. I will become a hero or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
something like that.
yeah, something
Like
like
that.
that would work. You would think that something like that would work, or they would do anything to give a little twist with like to make a Hitler sitcom or Hitler anything, but because of how touchy the subject is, because of how heinous Hitler is, I feel like it's a lot tougher to do something funny with that than it is, let's say, 9/11, because
Yeah,
Postal did something funny with it. As bad of a movie as that is, it's a very dark comedy. It's a shit
or
movie, but
yeah,
they
or
still made
World War
something for it.
One.
Right,
World
or
War
World
One.
War
Like
One.
Have you ever seen Blackadder? Blackadder goes
Or hell,
forth, I
Robot
think
Chicken
is.
is always doing something with. Robot Chicken is always doing something with
Let's see
Hitler or
here.
Nazis. They manage to do something with Hitler
Yes.
every time.
Yeah,
But
Blackadder goes forth. That was that was the World War One Blackadder or series. And that was really good. That's great
or you
because
remember what is that? Oh, that's nothing. Okay, you're going.
huh? Oh no, I was just saying. And yeah, Blackadder goes forth with Rowan Atkinson, Hugh Laurie, and Stephen Fry. It's a great little series. Go watch that for a really good with World War One satire or comedy.
Oh, but what about the
Let's
Robot
see.
Chicken sketches? They've managed to make fun of Hitler
Oh yeah,
many
yeah.
times. Like, I mean, you remember that the sketches of dicks with time machines, where like this
Yeah.
time traveler is messing with time, like making fuck, what was her name? J.K. Rowling, instead of making Harry Potter, she makes books about an afro wearing raccoon that shoots firebolts out of his asshole. And then he goes further back in time to mess with the Ten Commandments, adding "He who smelt it dealt it" as the first one.
Yeah, I
Or how
remember that one.
or how about the one, oh, and then he goes to actual World War II times, and he messes with like a video prompter of in the behind Hitler, and instead of the swastika, it starts to play like Hitler on the can, like having constipated shits, and everyone watching is just like leaving. He's like, "Hello, hello," and he's like, "Douche." And instead of dicks, it's now heroes with time machines. I I think yeah, I don't think this ever would have worked even if they went like 20 episodes or an entire season. But I do see what they were going with. They're trying to make fun of him as well as trying to make light. Not they're not trying to make light of the situation. I don't think that's ever the case. I think they were just trying to make people laugh by
Yeah. Well, this
making fun
is
of a very infamous dictator, and
yeah.
trying to
This is
put
a
his situation into I don't know, like a suburban setting instead of like a war setting.
well, yeah. They're trying to make it. They're trying to make this thing work in a situation where it could work if they change their format a little bit. But it's
Right.
like they took it. Like I said, it's like they took an episode of I Love Lucy and filed off the names and made like Ava is kind of Lucy, but she's also Desi, and like Adolf is a little bit of both as well, that kind of thing. And this is the kind of thing where it's like they had the idea and then they didn't go any further with it. They just slotted it into one of those insert plots where it's like how video game movies used to or like any kind of movie, the He-Man plot, the plot of Masters of the Universe, the movie, is very much a standard or like insert plot. Fantasy character comes to the real world, they have to come back, you know?
Right.
Oh, that kind of thing. This is like the comedy equivalent of that.
Okay.
And I think that this kind of, you know, I was intrigued by the idea of this when I first heard about it back when I was a kid. So I think that this could easily work. It's just that you have to have a bit more of a unique vision in mind. And this was the most generic thing that I've ever seen in my life.
Here's another problem with this, though. How would they end it if let's say they went, I don't know, 4 seasons. Let's say they plan to make 4 seasons of this, right?
How long did World War II go on? It was like 1930 something into 1945. 1939 to 1945. So you could get, let's say you got 6 seasons out of this.
Right, but 6 seasons at very most, 4 seasons at the least. How would they end it? You know, because like how would it end like in a very dark episode? Would it have a very dark ending? Would it be like a banger of an ending? Like they're making fun of how he went out? Like instead of killing himself, like let's say he got bonked on the head, right? And then he just lost his memory and started like going about. Like would it be one of those?
I think it'd have to be
Those
something
endings?
absurd.
Would it be like one of those?
Either like
It
he'd have to
would be.
either die or be defeated in a very absurd way. You know, like this is one of those things where you have to make everything about the series like goofy and over the top. And you have to have like some dry humor. You have to have strange things going on. Kevin says BTW, the Seamus and he have been watching first 7 episodes of TMNT 03. Guess which his favorite turtle is? I'm going to say based on him, probably either Raph or Mikey, yeah.
I'm a Mike. I'm more of a Mikey guy.
And Kevin says, as if you can't guess, the answer is Yo Mama. My mama is not a turtle, much to her and my chagrin.
Is that supposed to be a reference to Venus de Milo?
I don't know. Venus de Milo wasn't in the 03 show.
No, but it's a turtle.
I'm just happy. I'm just happy that Venus de Milo wasn't in a lot of things, but unfortunately she and some new turtle are in the IDW comics now, and they're being ruined.
Yeah, her and a Mary Sue turtle.
Yeah, Mary.
She's good with every weapon.
Here's the thing. All of the turtles are good with each other's weapons. They're just specialized.
No, it's just like they're decent at, decent, they're decent with each other's weapons. They're just a professional at their own.
Yeah, it's like, well, fear the man who has practiced one kick 1,000 times, not 1,000 kicks once, you know?
Like, fear the Saiyan who's practiced the Kamehameha for years, not the one who's practiced every martial art under the sun.
Yeah, the guy who's been inventing new techniques every day since...
Or stealing.
Since he started. No, I was talking about Vegeta, but yes.
Okay, yeah, him too.
Yeah. Hacks invent things. People... genuine geniuses steal.
Hacks!
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, so... We were saying something else, yeah. It'd have to be really absurd. Like, the way this ends has to be... Like, you can either go, depressing and darkly funny, the way Blackadder did, and for Blackadder Goes Forth, or you can go, or you just go, like I said, full Mr. Bean, and have him like, accidentally his way into like he accidentally his way into the war, and he accidentally himself off to death. You know? I don't know.
Weird concept, though. Like, how... It's like, there's so many ways you can make this work. So many ways you can make this end. It's just... But I think the main problem is not, like... I don't think the main problem would be the writing, the setting... like the genre. You know, like whether it be a family sitcom or just some or you know, or just some comedy show where he's going on like crazy adventures.
Yeah.
I think the most questionable thing would be if the audience was into it or not. Like, never mind Time Zone, because Time Zone, even if it was the greatest show, always fucks over a good show. You know,
Yeah.
Megas XLR, Quantum Leap, you know, that always screws over
Firefly.
the show. Firefly, excuse me, most of the Toonami and Adult Swim animes,
Yeah.
you
Human
know,
Target. Human
uh,
Target was my favorite show on TV, and
Symbiotic,
it got put into a late night slot on Friday nights when nobody was
Symbiotic
watching anything.
Titans, Sliders. You know, there's a lot of shows that got screwed
Mm-hmm.
over by the time slot. But they were still considered good shows, whether they finished or not. I think the most worrisome thing to think about is if the audience likes it. It could be like the smartest comedy about Hitler out there, or the smartest, you know, adventure show with like an isekai, I don't know, like 20-year-old Hitler or whatever the fuck. It's just, I think the most worrisome thing to think about is if the audience likes it or not. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of shows that should have worked, that should have been successful, that just bit the dust, or you know,
Yeah.
or like that only
Um.
had one season, or even just only a few episodes.
Yeah. Well, the way you got to make this work is to have the characters have to be like sympathetic, but at the same time somewhat despicable, which is probably I think the British have done the best job at that. For reference, go watch the shows Bottom and the Young Ones for that, which were done by Rick Mail and Adrian Edmondson, and those are really good shows
Right, but like the
for like
U.S.
characters who you can sympathize with their desires, but they're also like despicable pieces of shit at times,
I
you
think
know?
the U.S. has done something similar, except it's more the guy is like a dumbass, not and less, you know, and less of an asshole. You
Well,
know,
yeah, yeah.
Married with Children, The King of Queens, My Wife and Kids, that kind of thing.
You know, Married with Children is one thing. King of Queens, honestly, like the guys from King of Queens are not exactly what I'd call that kind of archetype. Maybe you
Well,
know
what I
what a
mean is
good
like,
format for this would be? The Drew Carey show.
well, I mean when I say like a dumb, like a
Yeah,
good-hearted
like a
dumbass.
Homer Simpson
Like,
type of character.
yeah, like a Homer Simpson type, or like
Yeah,
maybe not King of Queens. That guy is like like a lot smarter than a lot of other sitcom husbands.
yeah,
Like works at a post
yeah.
office and everything like that.
Well, it's like
You have
you could do like King of Queens, or I think a format that would work really well for it would be like not copy it directly, but you could take like Home Improvement and the idea like maybe he's the host of a TV show. Oh, that kind of thing. Eh, we can we can talk about ideas for a hitcom all day, but
but yeah,
eventually we're gonna have to. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like we can talk about it all day. It's just the main thing I think that anybody would have to worry about if they do even something similar to this, like say if it was like, let's say if it was like Pol Pot or Osama bin Laden, or even go even further, like Genghis Khan or something like that. The main
Okay,
thing they have to worry about.
there was a skit on the Jimmy Kimmel show called the Attila the Hun show with yes, call with Rob Schneider as Attila the
Of
Hun.
course.
Actually, hang on. Let me see if I can find that one.
Hubba Beeb, Hubba is chewing gum. I don't care what they say about his performance of other races. He's fucking funny. He does it well.
Hang on. That was a sketch from Monty Python's Flying Circus? What? But I distinctly remember seeing Rob Schneider in an Attila the Hun costume on an episode of Jimmy Kimmel.
That sounds about right.
How is this a Monty Python? I never saw.
Maybe
I didn't know about this Monty Python sketch. How have I never heard of this as a Monty Python sketch? I distinctly remember seeing a sketch on, it was either The Man Show or Jimmy Kimmel Live, with Rob Schneider dressed up as Attila the Hun.
Maybe they meant Monty Python like.
No, there is a sketch. I found it on the Attila the Hun. Sorry, I found the Attila the Hun show on Monty Python's Flying Circus wiki. Rob Schneider, Attila the Hun. Anyways, I guess we're just gonna go ahead and call it for now, and we'll see you guys in a little bit with the
Osama bin Laden show.
Yeah, we'll see. You'll see you later with the Osama bin Laden show. No, we're actually going to be watching the original Cinderella, and then we're going to go, and after 2 weeks from now, we'll be watching the live action one, and with that was done by the guy who did the first Thor, Kenneth Branagh. He's the guy who played Gilderoy Lockhart. Till then, see you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.